Oh, forget that. October 31st, 1987, this past Halloween, me and my girlfriend happened to be out on the town. We were heading towards Knoxville and decided we were hungry. Well, where would be the best place to eat, I told her, and we decided on Magnolia, which is in Knoxville, which is in the heart of probably the crime capital of Tennessee. So, anyway, driving down, we pulled into Burger King. I would like to stop there. So, all of a sudden, she changes her mind and wants to go to Arby's. I said, I agree. So, we turned around, passing Burger King, which was very busy, a lot of people, you know. So, we ended up going to Arby's. Well, as we drove up, we saw that there was nobody in Arby's, and a couple cars that the employees had parked next to, of course. Don't park it on the street. But anyway, we pulled in, and as we were pulling up in the driveway, there happened to be three guys walking down. And I looked at them, you know, they were walking on. And the only thing that caught my eye was a toboggan mask this one guy was wearing. And I was checking the heat to see if it was really hot or cold outside. So I was wondering. Well, he walks on by, and we parked around the side in the back. And it was pretty close to the back, you know, well lighted, you know, everything. And, you know, I'm never thinking of anything. So we get out of the car, you know, nonchalant, and we walk inside, get our burgers, you know, they take their time and everything. So we end up getting all our utensils, you know, your little napkins and your straw and stuff. So we walk outside, and the first thing we see is this guy with a toboggan mask pulled down over his face, not his whole head. And anyway, and we were puzzled. We first stopped and looked and wondered. and we looked at him. Well, as we were walking towards the car, all we heard was, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, like that. And I was saying, what is he doing? And he wasn't talking, he was looking at these dumpsters in the first place, and I thought he was some kind of troll wondering when to go. Well, anyway, I proceeded unlocking the door to on the passenger side, let my girlfriend in. And at the same time we were watching, so I scratched the car just a little and got it in there. Well, she was holding the Mountain Dews, and she got in the car, you know, set it right in there. I proceeded around the back side, you know, and the guy's still watching the guy now, and just, you know, kind of, you know, watching. Well, she unlocked the door from the inside, and I simply opened the door. Was going to open the door. And all of a sudden, I hear, freeze it, come here! And I turn around, and the guy with the toboggan mask is pointing a gun at me. And then first you think, what? Well, my first was run, and I wasn't going to run in there, so I scooted right in the car, slammed the door, and locked it. And we stood there, and the guy is sitting there with a pistol aiming right at us, going, come on, come on, come on, get out of the car, get out of the car. And we're sitting there having a stroke. And I had to get her a couple, you know, respirator, you know, mouth to mouth. Well, anyway, as he was pointing the gun, he wanted me to get out of the car. Luckily, my windows were tinted, and he didn't see me going like that inside. So I was glad of that. Well, we didn't know his two friends were behind the building waiting for us, okay? So all we saw was this guy, nice toboggan, green, yellow, and black. Good job, guy. Mr. GQ here. Aiming the gun at us and wanting us to get out of the car. And I was sitting there like this, and you know, you wonder, you sit there and think, but you don't have time because those bullets could have started flying. Well, first, you know, I was a big stud and everything. Get your head down like that. Luckily, I had a big dash, you know, and she missed it. Because I just slammed her. I said, baptized, boom, like that, and she was all right. Well, anyway, she's sitting there, bent over, her head was bent down, and she couldn't breathe. And I said, I had to yank her up for a while and bring her back down. Well, at the same time, I got down on the side, too. And I was trying to stick the key in the ignition. Now, this guy is still sitting outside. Come on, get out of the car, get out of the car, get out of the car. And I'm not even listening to him, you know. So I sit there, and I start the car, and he goes, well, what's he doing? And then he like T.J. Hooker, he goes, free, get out of the car, like that. So anyway, I started the car. I was bringing my head up to see what he's still doing, and he's still got that pose. Come on, get out of the car. And I'm getting tired of that. I mean, like, change the position or something. So all of a sudden, it enters my mind. Jeff, what? Honk the horn. Okay. So I start, and I got it toiled, and it's like, and you know, people are still going. They think it's an insect flying by. Well, this guy goes, he starts, you know, oh my gosh, what's he doing? And all of a sudden, in the back of the building, I saw these 2 feet just running. And his friends were gone, okay? And I said, well, there's one now. And he starts backing up, you know, oh, what's he going to do? And he starts lowering the gun. And I'm sitting up there, you know, still honking the horn. You know, real stupid, had my face right there. He doesn't go like that. Well, anyway, I was still honking the horn. He starts backing off, and he's going like, hey, Todd, come here, Todd. And they were gone. They were inside eating dinner or something like that. Well, anyway, he starts walking off, and he had to be a real tough guy. He probably had a water gun anyway, but anyway, he gets his legs nice and sturdy and aims the gun right at my car, and I go, here we go, man. And we were just ready for bullets to start flying. Well, anyway, he didn't do anything. He just went like this and goes and starts running off. Well, I shifted the car into reverse, and I took off. And we, of course, you know, you almost got mugged, okay? And I'm sitting there waiting for traffic, you know, turning the blinker on, and we tore on out of there after that. Well, we were sitting there still driving, you know, and I didn't know I was still in the turning lane, you know. I thought I was doing pretty good, and then this car, okay. Well, anyway, I got back over, and I was furious. All these cars were, you know, going too slow, you know. They were, and I started cussing and everything. Not really cussing. So I was furious, and I couldn't think, why did it happen to me? And, well, after that, I was pretty shaken up for a couple days, you know. And, you know, you always start thinking about, you know, what happened, you know, and why. What I wanted to know is why was he like 50 feet away from me with a gun? I mean, I knew it had range, you know, but he was back so far, and I started thinking, you know, it's just a play gun or something like that. But I made a joke out of this because, you know, it was over with, and now if I would have told you that night, I probably would have been scared half to death. But anyway, I was just making sure that none of you go down Magnolia, and this was at 9 o'clock in the first place, okay? So if you're going to get a burger, go somewhere else. That's all.